Hello, welcome to my live on YouTube. Today is Friday, the I think the 24th of gosh, I can't remember the month, October 2025. Just so you know, I'm a little bit high again. I'm still struggling with my gout. So I just take some painkillers, and that's why this setup is slightly different. And also, I don't know how long I'm going to go live because um, I just realized that I had a problem, technical problems with my phone plan. So I don't know, I have noticed that all my last short videos volume was very low. And so I just realized today that it may be because I started to upload a lot of content. And so maybe my plan has reached its ceiling. And also last time the live cut down before the end of it. So I don't know because of that how long I'm going to last. But just to stay, just to let you know that I'm aware of my technical problems, I will call my phone provider sometime tonight or tomorrow and sort this out ASAP. So I'm going to do my best with whatever I can work with tonight, and bear with me if my short videos are low volume at the moment. I'm working on it. It's not meant to be like that, and it will go up as high as fast as as soon as I can. Gosh, I can't even speak. Anyway, we have Diana, hello, and Esling Collins. Hi, Didi. Hello. How are you guys doing? For those who don't know me, I'm a therapist and coach, and I spend my free time on YouTube here to give away some suggestions, recommendations, and talk about anything to do with mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, and how we can enhance any aspect of our life from those places. And so let's see if there's any comment okay, there's a question already. Diana, I have a question. So how do I get rid of my suppressed anger? I am autistic and I struggle to understand what I'm feeling anyway, so I don't know how to get rid of repressed anger. Okay, I get it. Let's think about this. Because you have autism, it is indeed slightly different. It's true that many people on the spectrum find it difficult to understand how they feel, not only emotions, but also even what is happening in their body. And I know this because my husband is on the spectrum as well. This is actually a new question for me because, generally speaking, I'm going to use what I know about the mind when it comes to neurotypical and see how we can transfer it or not with neurodivergent mind. But essentially, anger is an energy that we feel. All emotions are energies that your body experiences. And what we want to do is to feel them and to understand that we don't want to avoid them. And so maybe what you could do is do something like neurotypical people would do if they were to ask me that question, and it's to learn how to feel. So learn how to sit with your emotions. Whenever you feel something, allow to pay attention to your body and allow yourself to experience those emotions, those feelings, those sensations. And what you want to do is to learn how to give it a name, give it a definition. Find out first where it is sitting in your body. Is it in your jaw? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your neck? Is it in your head? Find out where it is located first. And then normally what we do is to then get acquainted with that emotion by giving it a shape, giving it a color, giving it a texture, and giving it a name. And what we want to do is to realize is that emotions are not bad. We don't need to avoid them. We don't need to be scared of them. We don't need to repress them. We want to feel them. We want to acknowledge them. And so we have two minds. We have the conscious and rational mind, and we have the subconscious emotional mind. And they both use a different language. And so your head, your rational mind, utilizes thoughts, words, pictures, but your body utilizes feelings and emotions. So what we want to do essentially is to not think about the emotions per se. You want to give them a profile so that you are feeling safe with them. It's not something that is it's a part of you. It's a part of your child's mind trying to speak to you. And then just feel it and let it happen. Let it do its stuff. Let it express itself through your body. And eventually you will realize that not only after a little while, it's gone. No emotions, no matter how intense they are, last more than 90 seconds in your body. So there's that. But also you realize that there's a certain flavor, there's a certain vibe about it, and this is how you start to reacquaint with your emotions and realize, this is that feeling, and be more precise. Instead of having big names, try to be as accurate as you can within your description. Be poetic and find out, how am I going to call that emotion? Is it the feeling of injustice? Is it resentment? Is it try to find ways to really identify and learn how to be reacquainted with all of your emotions and feelings. And as you do this, you will learn how to reconnect with your body. You will reconnect with your subconscious mind, with your emotions, with your feelings. And the more you do this, the more you will be, you will know how to differentiate your thoughts from your emotions and feelings and sensations. And so it's not about getting rid of emotions. We don't want to get rid of emotions. We want to understand them. We want to process them. And we want to find out, why did they happen? What did they try to tell me? Why do they exist? Why are they there for? Every emotions that we have, they're all different, again, variations, parts of ourselves, and they all want to tell us something in this moment, something that is important for as far as our subconscious mind is concerned. And it's always to do with protection. And so I'm not sure if I was clear enough, but I'd say start to do all those things. And again, for those who are new on that channel, I always leave my live once they're uploaded. So again, I've got a problem with my with my internet provider at the moment, with my phone contract. But hopefully when it's sorted, everything will be fine. But at some point, that video will be on my page in the live section, so you can always replay it. But what I'd say is that the first part of what you want to do is to learn how to feel. You want to learn how to feel at peace and enjoy, appreciate what do those messages, those emotions are trying to tell you. And so that will teach you how to understand your emotions more. And when it comes to the anger, what I need to know, that's what I was trying to think about. I need to know, how does anger manifest itself in your life? When does it happen? How intense? How long? How frequent? I would like to know this in order to give you then the next phase of my explanation. Yes, Diana, could you tell me please how you experience anger? And then we can address it case by case. But at a general level, all of us, whether we are neurotypical or neurodivergent, we should really learn how to pay attention to our body all throughout the day and see how we feel and reconnect with that language, with that intelligence that is our emotional mind. Did that help in any way, Diana? Q Hero, hello. Hello. Josiah Lawrence, hello Josiah. Hi Didi, please talk about your definition of religious dogma and hell. Okay, why do you think the ideas are not good for kids? At what age is it okay to know about hell in Buddhism, for example? Okay, so it's not about hell, it's about how you explain things. It's not about religion, it's about how you teach religion, how you use it. It's not about dogmas, it's about, again, how they are going to be explained and taught to children and people in general. It was never the thing, it's the how, it's the energy that drives it. And so let's take the example of religion. Any religion, any spiritual belief, they are all what they are, and they all have some value if they come from the right place. And so what it means is that we can teach religion we can use religion for two different reasons. The first one is the original one. You want to learn about love, compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, acceptance, tolerance, togetherness, hope, optimism, and all of those things. Connection. It's about getting people together. But then the other version is about control. It's about fear. It's about manipulation. And so in order to manipulate people, people who are religious leaders understood a long time ago that they had to manipulate them emotionally through fear and through shame. And so if we are going to instill fear in any sort, in any ways, then that's actually the bad thing. We don't want to teach fear, because now people are going to live in fear and they're going to live with shame. And this is where precisely all the mental and emotional problems are born from: fear and shame, those two things. And religion has got a lot to be responsible for. And so it's not about the religion, it's not about the dogma, it's not about the age, it's the energy of the parents. Do you come from a place of empowerment, or do you come from a place of protection, division, and also control, manipulation, and fear? Typically with Christianism, the three main dogmas are absolutely horrible as far as mental and emotional health is concerned. The first one is you're born a sinner. No matter what happens, you're born bad. That's the start. And number two, you need a savior. So what it means is that you're not enough. You can't do it on your own. And number three, if you don't find a savior, and because you're a sinner, you're going to end up in hell. So now, fear. So you have fear and shame in the first main, most important principles of Christianism, and this is the root of all mental and emotional imbalances and pain. However, I know that there are some people who are doing well, who teach love, who teach compassion, who teach acceptance, who teach empowerment. When you pray, you look inside of you instead of seeking for external validation outside. So there are people who are utilizing any religions at all. Could it be Islam, Christianism, Judaism, Buddhism, or any system? It doesn't matter. It's not about the religion, it's about the energy that drives it. And so there you go. And what I was saying in my post in regards to kids being traumatized by the idea of hell is that if you tell them you're going to burn in hell, it's horrible. And so I think that maybe the best way to do would be to tell them that they are not real place, they are metaphor, maybe, and if you don't, I don't know, to be honest with you, the idea of hell is not something that sits well with me. I think that we could teach religion without the idea of it, without hell, without punishment. The reason why the world is also like that is because we are all, again, conditioned by a system that is a system of external reward. So it's the carrot and the stick. Everything at school, every single one of us were being taught to be driven by external reward. So carrot or stick. So if we don't do something well, we're going to be punished. And if we do something well, we're going to be rewarded. And so now, because of the punishment, we live in fear and shame. And because of the reward, we live with external validation. We believe that my worth is in my productivity, in the things that I do, in how I portray myself. And then people get lost, because what we should be really doing is to tap into our internal reward. How do I feel? What does my soul tell me? What is the thing that I should be really doing? What do I really like and enjoy in my life? Instead of doing things that are pleasing others and society tells me that it's good, but I don't feel like it. And so if we could tap inside of us and do some more inner reflection or kind of work, we would have a better idea of which direction we're going to lead our life, instead of trying to, again, please people and find validation from the outside. We can think, I don't care about what is happening outside. I know who I am, I know what is important to me, and I know that the right people will see me and will back me up as well. And so, yes, Josiah, I'm not sure what you think about this. Tell me, please. This is what I meant. It's not about, again, to go back to your question, Josiah, it's not about the religion or the dogma or which age. It is more about why and how do people utilize whichever belief system that we have. The reality is that most people utilize religion not as a spiritual tool, but as a tribalism tool. We need to belong. It's a group. It's us versus them, and most people won't be aware of that, or we never accept this. But it is the true. It is the truth when you look around what is going on in so many places in the world, especially America, for instance. It's all about tribalism. It's a cult. It's us versus them, and we need to have a list of conduct and dogmas and rules so that we know which are our values. And by doing so, people are not really exploring the spiritual side, which is the original point of religion. Connect people, but also connecting with the divine, connecting with a force that is greater than us, and trying to understand all of those things, as opposed to waging a war against anyone who are not sharing the same values, and calling them woke snowflakes. And yeah. Does that answer your question, Josiah? Diana, that makes sense. Thank you. I feel empathy and compassion very strongly, too strongly, I'd say. I'd weep for humanity on a regular basis. I understand. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. So if you weep for humanity and if you feel very strongly, what I would suggest you is to focus on the things, the emotions, the thoughts that make you feel better. If you weep, it's because you are entertaining in your mind a thought that will get you to feel sad. And so the problem is not the empathy. The problem is that we are getting stuck into certain thoughts that makes us feel like that. Because you have a lot of empathy, you feel things stronger. But it doesn't mean that you have to only feel sad things stronger, or anxious things, or angry things stronger. You can choose things that are of joy, that are of peace, that are of contentment and stimulation instead. So there's that you can think about and maybe learn how to try to implement more in your life. And again, I know that someone is going to say it's not easy, and of course it's not easy. Nothing easy. Nothing that is new is easy because it's new. However, everything that we repeat over time becomes easier. It's the most basic aspect of our brain. Is neuroplastic, so it adapts to whatever that we do. So we need to just keep doing something new again and again, and eventually it becomes easier. Josiah, what mic are you using? It's cool. It's DJI Mic Mini. So I just got myself this a few weeks ago when I started to do my long form content. And so I'm assuming that you're hearing me well today for now. If there's any discrepancy of the sound, do let me know, please. Leblanc Lola. Hello. Diana, I tend to work my way up to getting angry. It takes a lot to trigger me. Usually my narcissistic husband will say things to intentionally trigger me, and I feel frustration building up. Okay, so when it happens, when you say it's building up, it's because you're thinking about it. So there's an event, something that is triggering you, and that's normal. We all have triggers. And basically your triggers are telling you, my husband is crossing my boundaries again. So that emotion is telling you to focus. That's all that is telling you. However, because you are now starting to think about it, you're going to tap into your old belief. Why is my husband speaking to me like that? Because people talk like me like that. Because this is who I am. Because people never listen to me. People never respect me. And people always manipulate me. And I can never say my truth. Or those sort of things. And the more you're going to think about it, the more now you're going to create anger. So what you want to do is to realize that the original anger, the reason why you had your first trigger or sparkle of anger is because your mind wants you to focus on one thing. That's it. It wants you to highlight that my husband has crossed my boundaries. That's it, nothing else. And so if you can stop here, instead of start to think, oh, why did he do that for? Why is it always happening to me? Why is it always going like that? Then you don't need to get worse. What you want to do is to tell yourself, what is my mind trying to tell me? What is my body, my mind, your body is a mind. What is my body, mind trying to tell me? It's trying to tell me that my husband is triggering something in me because he's stepping on my toes. And so next, tell yourself, so what am I going to do about this? You can choose. You can choose to think about it and get angry and hold it, and eventually, boom, it's going to come out. in disproportionate way. Or you can think to yourself, why? You can change the meaning. Why is my husband doing this to me? It's not because I am not enough. It's not because no one listens to me. It's not about because there's nothing wrong about me or because people are bad. It is because he's clumsy or because he's used to that or because he doesn't realize something, but it's not personal. He doesn't do it on purpose. He's not trying to hurt my feelings on purpose. Try to see your husband maybe like a big baby who had his own trauma and his own dysfunctions, and his brain is working in a certain way because of the things that happened to him. If you say to me that he's narcissistic, it means that he's been through an awful lot for him to have put up those barriers and those systems. And so that'll be what I'd say to you. Realize that the anger is only there to focus on that situation. That's it. You don't need to aggravate it. You don't need to feed it more thoughts to make it worse. You can tell yourself, okay, this is it. I'm going to change the meaning. I'm going to change the meaning of that situation so that I feel better about it. It's not because my husband doesn't like me. It's because he's struggling. He's got a lot of hurt. He's clumsy. He has no idea about emotional intelligence. And I'm only just starting to learn about it. And so well, I can choose to take a big deep breath, go for a walk, not listen to him, ignore him or whatever. And then that's where you're going to start your habits of reactions. It's going to take some time, but what I want you to realize is that in the moment, you can't help yourself feeling the first emotion. However, the next moment, at some point, you may be able to reflect on it and do what I've just done. If not, my suggestion would be for you to stop straight away and go out, go for a walk, take some fresh air, and then your mind will be back into a more clear state, and then you'll be able to reflect on everything that I just said. Does it help? Could you see yourself doing this, Diana? And also, if your husband is narcissistic, why are you staying with him? Do you have a system? Are you happy together still, despite this? Because also, all the dynamics in a relationship are established by the two people. It takes two to tango. And so when we stay with someone that is narcissistic, we're essentially feeding the narcissism by allowing them to do their thing. And we can, over time, also change this in some capacities. What are your thoughts on self-therapy? Source, David Mackler, Q Hero. You're talking about a book called Self-Therapy. I don't know, I haven't read it. But I have my iPad here, so let me find out. Self-Therapy by David A Step-by-Step Guide to Creating Wholeness. Let me have a quick glimpse at what goodreads.com says about that book. My colleagues Frederick and I wrote and self-published. I follows the philosophy of. I don't know. It's a whole book, so we need to read about it to know what it means. I don't believe that there's such thing as self-therapy. There's self-discovery, self-awareness. There's working on ourselves, understanding more about ourselves, and we can absolutely learn how to read up about the mechanics of the mind, understand why we function the way we do. But self-therapy, I don't think that it's a word that functions in itself. Therapy, I think we need the input of someone else who's got some understanding of the mind that we haven't got, and that can also look at ourselves from the outside. Self-therapy is very, very contradictory, because in order to work on ourselves, we must step out of our ego. We must step out of our point of view. The reason we suffer is because we are just caught into our perspective, and therapy is precisely there to teach us how to expand, to elevate our perspective of self. And so we can do this after many years of practice of meditation and mindfulness. It is possible. Some people go through a whole lifetime of learning how to do those things, but that could be maybe called therapy. But I don't believe that there are some little tools, little hacks that can teach you about self-therapy, because the mind is so vast, it's so deep, it's so intricate. It will be oversimplifying things. We are so vastly different. And the more I learn, the more I grow as a human being and a therapist every day, and that's going to be for the whole of my life, the more I realize how much more there is. And I love this. I find this very challenging and exciting and stimulating for my mind, for my brain. But there's so much more than, because this worked for me, you should try this, and I believe that you'll be fixed as well. A lot of people, they forget that they project. This is where the lack of self-awareness as well. They maybe change in their own life, and because of those things that they have learned about themselves, they're thinking, I found the light, hallelujah. I had an epiphany moment, and because of that, I know how to help the whole world. I mean, tell them exactly what happened to me, and all that they have to do is to do like me, and they'll be okay. And they forget that it may work for some people, but it's definitely not going to work for everyone, because we're just so vastly different and intricate and complex. And so, yeah, a lot of people gives a lot of advice online, and it's very important to take it with a pinch of salt, because everyone is projecting, including myself, including every single person that exists on this planet. We all project, and so if we forget this, then we're going to really realize that, we're going to really forget that we are only experiencing one perspective, and that what happened to us is not necessarily what is going to be good for everyone else. But I see that a lot of people, they go through some aha moments. Because of that, now they are feeling amazing. They are on a positive momentum, and they're going to do their best to preach their transformation in the illusion that is going to be the same with everyone, and it's not. So I'm not saying, I don't know, but to me, this is just what comes into my mind when I read your question, Q Hero. Right? I've got no beef with David McClure. Maybe it's very good, I don't know. But what I want to make sure is that people don't take any book like a magic pill, like a hack, because there's no such thing as such. There's no such thing like that. Pardon my French. It's really about expanding our understanding of ourselves and looking at things from the bigger picture, so that we can eventually have more element and understanding of ourselves, and eventually come up with some things that will help us feel better about ourselves. Yeah. Did I answer your question, Hero? S-Link Collins. Hi, in reference to your short that highlights we attract abuser, is this due to a knowing or recognition in our subconscious mind? If so, how does one break that pattern, and how does one recognize it? Okay, so this is very important, because it's true that a lot of people reacted to that, and that's because they're only short videos. So there's only so much I can say in a short video. But essentially, what I need to highlight is that we don't attract abusers in childhood. We attract them in adulthood. When we're a child, we don't attract anything. We are blank, and we're just experiencing our environment, and that creates our sense of self and our belief system. However, once we grow up, what we're going to have then a conscious mind and a subconscious one. And the subconscious mind is essentially everything we've learned through childhood, and it's our habit that is the emotional triggers that we have about everything and anything at all. And this is the program that is going to get us to keep attracting the same people. So in other words, in childhood, we don't attract and we don't choose our abusers. But in adulthood, once we have created a sense of self, we're going to go in life and think at a subconscious level, we're going to think, who am I? What do I deserve? What do I deserve? What do I not deserve? And we're going to essentially attract the situation and the people that fit that narrative. And so if I believe, for instance, that happiness is not available to me, if my parents, my caregivers were very chaotic and abusive or manipulative or any of those things, this is what I would believe love is about as far as I am concerned. This is what I deserve. This is what I'm worth. And the other versions of love that we see in Hollywood movies and Disney's cartoons, those things are not available to me. Happy, loving family or relationships, they are not available to me. They are available to other people, but not to me, because all my childhood I never had this. And so what it means is that as adults, we're going to be attracted emotionally, we're going to feel um, uh, an attraction to people who remind us from the people from our own past. So if we've been neglected, if it was very distant kind of relationship, we'll attract the same sort of people. People who are aloof, who don't care about our feelings. If we have been abused, we're going to attract people who are problematic. If we never had any stability or chaos in our life as a child, we're going to attract people that carry that sort of energy with them, because they remind us at the subconscious level of the people from our past. So essentially, our subconscious mind is attracted to what feels familiar. So whatever we've been through, unless and until we upgrade it, we're going to be not only attracting, but also we'll be noticing more of those people, and we will find excited by them. Our mind is going to create a system to get us closer to those people. This is why a lot of people are always saying, oh, why do I always keep attracting bad boys or bad girls? And that's because our mind believes that we don't deserve stable and loving relationships. And so we're going to be only excited by problematic people, people who are unavailable, people who are already married, people who have mental conditions. And on the other hand, people who are nice and kind and stable, we can find them boring, or we may not even see them. They may not even exist on our radar. And so this is what it means. Does it explain it, Esling? Does it make sense? How does one recognize it? So we want to do some work on ourselves. We want to, so I'm going to go down. I don't want to spend that much time on that question. If you ask me again, I will go back to it and I will expand that conversation, okay? Because I'm sure that there are other things, and I need to learn how to juggle to make sure that everyone gets something out of me today. Diana, that's a very interesting view on religion. Thank you, Diana. Grey Lizard. Diana, does your husband have any knowledge about autism and what it's like to experience? So this is a very good point. Yes, indeed. People who live with autistic people, they must absolutely understand that that someone who's on the spectrum functions differently. And that goes with any condition at all, whether someone has got borderline, ADHD, or CPTSD, or OCD. We need to understand that the person that we're with functions differently. So we want to not expect things that neurotypical people typically display, because they're not neurotypical. So this is a very good point. Thank you, Grey Lizard, absolutely. And also, very often, and this is something that I have noticed a lot with my husband as well, a lot of people who are not diagnosed autistic may come across like narcissistic as well. Right, and that's because they need an understanding of the world, a sense of control. They need everything to be predictable, and because of that, they come up with some systems. And sometimes, because there are many people who are on the spectrum tend to be very in your face, they come across as narcissistic to some of us. So there's that as well. But again, I'm not saying that he is or he's not. I'm just sharing what I'm thinking in the moment, based on those comments. Lee, hi Didi, I have ADHD and regularly struggle with executive function. Do you have any advice on how to cultivate motivation, or know of any useful habits that are helpful with moving forward in life? Motivation is a lie. Motivation is gaslighting. There's no such thing as motivation. Motivation is like calling people lazy or telling them to stop procrastinating. No one is lazy. No one is procrastinating. No one is lazy. No one is, what was the third one? Lacking of motivation. It's just that we don't like that. We're just being bullied and gaslit into doing something that we don't want to do. And so my advice to you is to learn how to realize really how important it is for you to focus on things that you enjoy. Do things that stimulates you naturally, that comes naturally to you. Create a lifestyle over time, not just like that, but over time, find things find a career, a job, a vocation that is to do with your passion, with things that really excite you. And then you will never need motivation. We don't need motivation. We need to do the right thing. We need to do things that naturally attract us. If we're not motivated, it's either of two things. There's another element. Maybe we are overwhelmed. Maybe we are too stressed out. Maybe we are burnt out. We're knackered because there's too much going on. Maybe we're dealing with anxiety or depression. And so the mind is being overwhelmed and it needs to protect you from burning out. So now it's going to shut down your system. And now you're going to need motivation, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to feel lazy. But all of those things, they're just lies. We should be really choosing a life that, that we enjoy, and that is especially true for people with ADHD. And so one of the way I explain ADHD, and I have ADHD myself, is that we cannot do the things that we don't want to do. It's terribly hard. We will need an awful amount of brain power to get those things done, if ever. However, if we love something, we're going to hyperfocus, we're going to be obsessed, and we're going to do this easily. And because we're going to be so obsessed with that, like I'm doing with my work, I'm obsessed with the mind and with understanding human behavior, and that's why I'm here. And that's why also I like to believe that I'm quite good at understanding the mechanics of the mind, because I'm obsessed 24/7 about it, and I've been obsessed for years. And so that really takes my understanding of it to the next level. And it's the same with you. Whatever that you enjoy, if you can really go in that direction, at some point you will be the best at it, because you'll be so obsessed. Even when you're not doing it, you'll be thinking about it, you'll be dreaming about it. And so at some point, you will have no other choice but to be excellent at what you do, and people will queue for your service, for whatever that you bring to society with your unique set of skills and talent. And so yes, now there are some hacks. They exist in terms of a quick fix. Like if you are studying, there's some things that I could teach you. But really, my main point is for people to realize that because we are neurodivergent, we shouldn't function in certain settings because society is designed on a neurotypical model. The whole point of neurotypical and neurodivergent was invented by society. So essentially, what is it? When we are neurotypical, it means that we can function in a capitalist society. That's it. We can do things we don't want to do. We can work for others. We can be a grown-up, mature, adult, responsible, and all those things. And by the way, if we're neurotypical, then we can't, because neurotypical. No, if we're neurodivergent, I mean. Because this is my painkillers. Because neurodivergent is anything that is not neurotypical. And so this is very, very important to realize, okay? Now, I could give you some simple, quick hack to get you going. It's absolutely possible. And I may, but I want to read other questions and see if there's other topic that I can juggle with, because otherwise I don't want to spend too much time stuck in just one topic, if you don't mind, Lily. But you can ask me again, and I can give you some hacks that can help you every now and then. But they're only little band-aid. They will not fix your main problem, and at some point you will have to go in the direction that you were always meant to go. As in doing things that you choose to do because you love them. Grey Lizard. Dana, I have BPD and I had 11 years relationship with someone who was eventually diagnosed with autism. Oh, it's like me. I've got BPD and my husband has autism. I had no idea what he was experiencing, and I was very hurtful to him because I didn't understand. Yes. So this is, again, I totally agree with that. If we live with someone, but also if we have a condition, we really need to understand that we have some limitations, we have some qualities as well, but we can't expect from the other person, and we can't expect from ourselves either, things that were never meant to be able to deliver, like neurotypical behavior. Then Grey Lizard, he claims he does, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, he lives in a fantasy world and can only perceive the world in his way. He's inflexible in his thinking. So Dan, my question is, are you happy with him? Are you genuinely happy with him? Or do you believe that you're with him because it's the best you can do and you still feel safe with someone? Because you can do better than that. We can all. But again, I'm not saying maybe there's also ways to connect and speak to him. It's possible. Anything is possible. Harry's does stuff. I'm going to donate because I find what you're doing is good. All right, okay, sure, thank you. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but thank you for the thoughts. It's very kind of you. Grey Lizard. Diana, I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you deserve better. Absolutely, just what I was saying. Totally agree. Diana, that is interesting, Grey. My husband is aware that he hurts me, but he doesn't care. He treats me like a child, yet also wants me to be a mother role to him. So the main thing here, we can talk about it, but the main thing is not what your husband thinks. What matters is what you think. We try to put ourselves into other people's head and fix them, but really the only one thing we can really understand and we really have some sort of influence over is not others, it's us. So find out, why do I allow this in my life? What is in it? What's in it for me? And then we can start that conversation as well if you want. Diana, he married me at 19 and he was 44. We have 300 boys together, and even they have said that they knew I was tolerating their dad. So there you go. There's a consensus here. Petra Guzik, hello. Diana, I'm working on leaving, but I have to do it very carefully. Okay, so we have that now. Okay, he's threatened self-deletion if I leave. I know I deserve better and I'm working on it. What do you mean by self-deletion? Are you saying that he's considering unaliving himself? Is it what you mean? Petra, good evening to everyone. Good evening, Petra. Diana, I haven't been happy for 30 years. All right, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so you need to work on your exit strategy. We can talk about this, and you have to do this. Sasha, hello, Sasha. Diana, thank you for your advice. I greatly appreciate it. It's a pleasure, of course. Mohammed Zahed Hussein, what is meant by RTT? RTT means Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's a protocol that I use with my clients. And it's a blend of hypnosis, regression, and belief reframing at a subconscious level. So yes, we can talk about it if you want. Just ask me, tell me about yourself, and maybe I can suggest how I would use RTT with your case. Diana, you need to enable super chat. I don't know what it is, and I think it's, for now, this system seems to work quite well. Super chat doesn't mean that I'm inviting people to talk at the same time. I don't really want to do this because, again, because of my ADHD, if people are going to talk over me, it's going to be very difficult for me to remember what I was talking about the moment before. So I'm not sure it's a good idea at this point in time. But thank you for the suggestions. Petra, hi man, I hope you are all good. You seem a little bit off. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm always enjoying your content, just asking if it's all good. What do you mean by off? I am unwell. I am unwell because I had a gout attack and I can't move and I'm on painkiller. And the painkiller is making me a little bit dizzy. So if that's what you mean, it is it, yes. But it's okay. It happens. It's life. And I know that I will get better at some point, no matter how long it takes. And that's the same for all of us. Life happens. Ari, Papa, Diana, how does RTT differ from traditional therapies? Now we want to realize that there are a lot of different types of therapy. There's not such thing as traditional therapies. Maybe what you mean by traditional therapy is talking therapies. So talking therapies, people are going to rationalize, intellectualize what happened in the past. And those form of therapies, they don't really transform or make any difference because we are addressing things that at that level here, not at that level. And our problems are all emotional and subconscious and within that mind, not that one. We're looking in the wrong place. And that's why people can go to talking therapies for a lifetime and nothing changes. Even if they do stuff like CBT, they may understand at the cognitive level the implications of what happened to them, but it's still just here. And if anything, some people exacerbate the problem by overthinking them, by over-intellectualizing them instead of feeling. So that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. We should all learn how to feel our feelings, how to reacquaint with our body, and how to understand what that language means, what it's trying to tell us. But with talking therapies, it can last a lifetime and never do much. So There's a place and a time for everything. Some people may find solace in it, but if you want to transform, you really want to tap into your subconscious mind. And this is what RTT does. So what we do, we're going to first realize that all of our problems are born from our childhood, in the sense that whatever happened to us in childhood has gotten us to create a system to adapt to a situation. So basically, whatever happened to us would have got us to, yeah, just as I said, again, my apologies, painkillers. And so what I'm trying to say is that all of our problems, they're all originally systems that we put into place in childhood. So anxiety, hypervigilance, depression, overthinking, shutting down, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, all of those things and more, people-pleasing, everything that we do about our behavior is all down to how we have adapted to our childhood. So with RTT, we realize that all we need to do is to go back into the memories of the past to find out where and when we have created that system, and then enable it, disarm it, upgrade it from there, from the subconscious mind. It's like hypnotherapy on steroid. This is what I always say. And so because there's not a place called the past, we're never returning in the past. What we're doing, however, is to replay the past, and what we are changing, since we cannot change the past, is our relationship with the past. And as we change our relationship with the past, we are literally changing our perception of ourselves. We're changing who we are. We're changing how we feel about ourselves in this world. And by doing this, now we're letting go of a system that we put into place. I don't need the paranoia anymore, because now I'm no longer a child who is defenseless. I'm a grown-up. I've got intelligence, I've got resources, and I can deal with those situations and adversity from that place. I don't need the emotional backup to protect me. I don't need the anxiety. I don't need the splitting. I don't need the rage, the anger, or any of those things. So there you go. Does it make sense? Does it help? If you want, I can talk more about it, Diana. It's up to you. Grey Lizard. I'm so sorry, Diana. That sounds like an extremely difficult situation. Yeah, it does. It does. I agree. Hero, thanks. My pleasure, Hero. I'm glad you appreciate it. Diana, thank you. Grey Lizard, may I ask, are you working on yourself through therapy? You seem very understanding and self-aware for someone with BPD. So this is for Grey Lizard to answer. But I'm going to add something. It is possible to change with BPD. I have borderline personality disorder myself, and ADHD, bipolar, and CPTSD. And so it's absolutely possible for all of us to change in some capacity. Yes. Diana, no offense meant. Diana, from my experience, people with BPD tend to be quite angry, although not all the time. My comment was ignorant, just ignore it, I'm sorry. No, you're right. It's true that we come across as such, and sometimes we are. Sometimes we can really hurt people. I've hurt so many people in my past, and I hate that idea, but this is what I was, and there's nothing else I could do because of my own trauma. But some of us, not all of us, some of us may go on a journey of healing and self-discovery, and then change. Grey Lizard. I went through a brutal narcissistic discard. I scoured the internet trying to figure out what that was, and realized how narcissistic and hurtful I had been to so many people in my life. Okay, yes. So if you have BPD, we have a sense of a need to manipulate people and control people. We have some also aspect of grandiosity. Sometimes we get behind ourselves, and they're all protection mechanism. There's a thin line between narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. They are both cluster B personality disorder, and so they are all of those labels. They have a lot of overlaps. Now there's a difference between suffering from narcissistic personality disorder and BPD. So NPD and BPD. When we have NPD, we need to be reassured that we are the best. Because we can't tolerate the idea that we're not. So we need to control and manipulate people. Whereas with borderline personality disorder, in reality, we just want to be loved. We want to be seen. We want to be accepted. So the drive is very different. We don't do it to control people. We do it because we don't know any other way not to feel that we're going to be abandoned. We just want to be loved. Very important distinction. Diana, I wasn't diagnosed until 5 years ago. Thank you for the little hearts. However, my husband preyed on my gullibility and naivety. I used to believe everyone was good and farted rainbows. Lol. I learned pretty quickly that wasn't true. Okay. That's really awesome, Gray. Not many narcissists ever reach the kind of self-awareness you have. I commend you for working on being a better person. I think Gray has BPD. Now, there are also some people with NPD who have some sort of self-awareness. It is also possible. Esling, okay, thanks. Grey Lizard, people who are more narcissistic may not be willing to accept that your experience of life is difficult. No, they don't care. It would mean that they would have to see their own behavior differently. Everything is a spectrum. And so people who are on the NPD spectrum, they come in different size and shape, but generally speaking, they don't care. People are just objects that they manipulate that exist for their needs. And so in that sense, we want to be aware of that. Now, we can also understand that it's not their fault that they are like that. They suffer from their own trauma. But whatever happened to them is none of our business. We must first be in a happy, safe place. And then, if we can, if you want, we can also have empathy and compassion for them. But that's optional. Dana, Gray, are you sure you are narcissistic? Sometimes victims of narcissistic abuse become so confused they wonder if they are the narcissist. So yeah, there's a lot of confusion. Any condition, we can really easily misdiagnose ourselves because there's so many overlaps. Something that also you may not realize is that a lot of people end up being narcissistic because their parents were autistic. So again, I'm just showing how all configuration exists and how vastly complex and intricate all situations can be. There's more than meet the eyes. Diana, yes, my husband has severe childhood trauma, and I understand why he is the way he is, but I'm no longer willing to allow him to dump his trauma in my lap. Yes, absolutely. You shouldn't. No one should. Being a couple should mean really learning how to heal together, not to use the other as a punching bag. But then again, if that happens, it's also because there are parts of you that have allowed him to do this. Grey Lizard, I have BPD, okay, and borderline, are typically very narcissistic. Just 1 second, please. I've heard a funny noise. I wanted to check. That but everything is okay. I think it's my drug. It's making me a bit funny hallucination. Grey Lizard, I want to be better because I have enough empathy to want to change, even if I can't take back what I've said and done over the years. Okay, well done, Grey Lizard. We can talk about it in great depth. Again, I have been through everything that someone with BPD goes through as well, so we can talk about it. And there is a way out, absolutely. I no longer suffer from any of my original triggers that have plagued all my life up to the age of 38. Lee, thank you, Lee. Diana, are we talking about borderline personality disorder or bipolar? BPD is borderline. Bipolar is bipolar, so there's often that confusion. Bipolar is a different condition. It's not a personality disorder. It's a mood disorder, and I have it as well. And borderline is connected to our sense of self. So that's the difference. Bipolar is big phases and episodes of either being high on life or being super depressed. But there are episodes that last days and weeks. It's not just one moment or even one day. So. And bipolar, those things happen just like that. They're happening at a subconscious level. Whereas with borderline personality disorder, they're all to do with our thoughts. Hence, the personality disorder tag. Grey Lizard, BPD. Dana, I know I'm very unhappy. I've tried for 30 years to reach him. Okay. Dana, he has cancer and dementia and a few other health problems, and I'm the only one willing to take care of him. Okay, so Yeah, let's carry on with that conversation. But you've got to put yourself first, no matter what. It's not about not being selfish or being a decent human being. It's about you self actualizing, how to say, self fulfilling your own life. Um, Diana, no, Super Chat will enable people to give you donations. Ah, okay, I didn't know. Okay, I'll check it out. I'm still very clueless when it comes to social media stuff, so I'll check it out. Thank you very much, Diana. I'll have a look at it. Petra, hope you will get well quick. Thank you, Petra. Diana, if you hit enable super chats, then people can send money and the questions will get highlighted. All right. Gosh, I never knew that. The things you discover. Thank you so much. I'll check it out. Diana, it won't cause multiple people to be able to chat at the same time. Okay, I get it. So I'll redo it sometime tonight. Super chat, enable, and then let's see what happens. Grey Lizard, Didi, positive mindset really helps so much. Hope it calms down soon. Diana, it sounds like you are starting to take steps to improve your situation. Even being kind to yourself is a beginning. Absolutely. Diana, I have autism, ADHD, and CPTSD. Okay. Christine, hello, Christine. Diana, thank you. I have been healing as much as I can where I'm still in my environment. Although that's kind of like trying to heal burns while standing in a fire. Yes, it is. But at least you have an awareness of this. So there's still something going on. Your mind is still strategizing your exit. Toby, hiya. Didi, what advice do you have for training music therapist masters? I don't know. What is the problem? What is the challenge? Training music therapist masters. I don't know. Could you be more specific, please, Toby? Which area are you struggling with? And so we can then explore this specifically. I don't know what is a training music therapist masters, I'm afraid. But if you tell me what the problem is, we can tackle it like that. Diana, I would love to chat with you further, Gray, but I don't know if we can give our Facebook information here. I also don't know if you would be interested in talking further, lol. Okay, so this is between the two of you. Diana, my mother was narcissistic. Okay, so yeah. Diana, I use positive affirmations every day. I tell myself a positive mantra every day. It has been helping me change my mindset. Okay, I'm glad that this helped you. It doesn't work for everyone, but if it helped you, perfect. Diana, Didi, I sense you are highly empathetic. Do you consider yourself empathetic? I don't give myself any label. I don't know if I'm empathetic. I believe that I have a lot of cognitive empathy. And I can experience also emotional empathy. But because I've been through my own trauma, it took me a long time to understand my emotions and my feelings as well. And so I have an empathy, like everyone, empathy is selective. There are three types of different level of empathy. You have cognitive empathy, which is understanding intellectually what is going on from someone else's point of view. There's emotional empathy. So now we are feeling, but we don't necessarily understand. We just feel it. And with the understanding, we just understand, we don't feel it. And then there's both. You can have both cognitive and emotional. And the next level is when we have compassionate empathy. That's when we want to help others. So this is where I am at. But to which level, cognitive and emotional, it depends. I know that I'm very, very, very cognitively empathic or empathetic to people because I spend my life expanding my mind by putting myself into other people's shoes, but also it's part of my job as a therapist. I literally have to do this every day. When it comes to emotions, I'm still learning how to understand this about myself. I don't think there's a clear label that I can stick onto my head just yet. Dana, I'm sorry I dominated the conversation, everyone. You haven't. It's a chat, so we are going along with it. It's no problem. Don't feel bad about yourself, please. Dana, your comments and you are always welcome. Dana, lol, Grey Lizard. Lol, I'm reading and listening still, just trying not to overwhelm Didi. Yeah, it's okay. Dana, a good point, Grey. I will shut up now, lol. Don't. Well, you see, I've come to the end of it, so please don't stop, because otherwise I'm going to feel very lonely suddenly. Diana B, after this question, lol, where are you located, Didi? Also, I'm sorry if I've overwhelmed you with all my questions. No, you haven't. I got excited about things, about finding someone to talk to. Okay, someone to talk to. So stay excited. Keep talking to me, with me. I live in London, in the UK. So this is where I'm from, right around now, I mean. Toby, I have only just started my master's in music therapy, but I'm soon going to be working with people who are nonverbal or have limited movement. I don't need specific advice, but would like your wisdom. Okay, so I'm happy to give you some wisdom, but I need to have an idea of what sort of wisdom you would need. Maybe I can give you something right now, just based on that. Don't overthink. Trust the universe, trust yourself, trust each day to bring you more and more understanding of things. And so basically very often what happens is when we do some new learning and we get to start a new career, thank you for the little hearts, we are apprehensive because we're thinking, oh, I may not be good enough, I may come across some difficult situations, and I don't know what to do. So my advice in regards to that would be just chill. Trust yourself, trust the universe. We're all learning, we're all growing every day. And so you don't need to be prepared. You just need to do what you feel you have to do in this moment, and then take it one moment at a time, and you'll be all right. Learn how to be intuitive. That's my advice. Thank you for the little hearts. Learn how to connect with your intuition. And that is probably the best advice I can give you. Because your intuition will give you all of those nugget of information that you miss in the moment as you need them. But also, if you don't know something, it's okay, because we are in a constant and endless cycle of learning and growing. And so change your mindset and realize, that is not a problem, that is a challenge, that is a new lesson for me. I mean, to now explore that new question, and I will come out with a solution, with an answer to it. And as you do this every day all the time, you will become a better therapist, a better human being, a better version of yourself day after day. Does that help at all, Toby? Thank you for more hearts, wherever it is. Neo, hello Neo. I'm coming to the end of the thread for the first time, so I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Diana, do you conduct therapy sessions through Zoom? Yes. I am quite poor, but I can try to save up to have a session. Okay. What I would suggest you is to go on my profile. There's a link to my website, and from that website, you can organize a free discovery call with me. And so I'm going to say I'm quite expensive. However, I'm still happy to give you a free discovery call, and whether we'll work together or not, I'll be delighted to give you some pointers. So at least you have something a direction to go towards to. Okay? So please, Diana, do this if you feel like it, and make sure that you remind me on your email that you are Diana from the YouTube live, so I can remember what we've discussed so far. And I would love to do this. Yeah, just go on my website and hopefully we can organize a free discovery call sometime. And that goes for anyone else who's watching, by the way. Toby, that is fantastic advice. Thank you. Okay, thank you. What would you have told your younger self while you were training, and what did you struggle the most with? So my journey is maybe slightly different. I mean, I assume to yours, because I don't know how to. I've been through an awful lot of terrible stuff in my childhood and my teenagehood and my young adulthood. And so I have struggled all my life with all my conditions, with life, with bad luck, with toxic people, and stuff like that, with addiction, with myself. I've struggled. And so when I started to discover that I could help others by helping myself, when I've learned all of those things, it was a very, very easy process. There was no problem. By then, I already knew that I was supported. I already knew. I basically went through a transformation around 2008, 2009. So that's about a bit more than 15 years ago. And from that moment onward, everything about my life changed. I used to be addicted to class A drugs and alcohol, and anger, rage, and other stuff, sex, for instance, for 38 years. I was obsessed with everything. I was very volatile, very reactive, very toxic. I was very noxious to people. I hurt everyone in my life. Very explosive, very aggressive, very obsessive. Um, and But I changed, and since I changed, I went on a journey to learn how to address all aspects of myself. So I started my transformation by becoming a personal trainer. I wanted to fix my body first, and then I became a strength and conditioning coach for sport performance. And as I did that, I delved into the world of mindset, because this is what you do with sports people. And then I realized that mindset was bigger than just sport performance. And so I decided to explore this in more depth. And so I opened my first practice in 2017, but I was missing just one element. And maybe that's the thing that you may want to consider. I was missing anything to do with the subconscious mind. And so I could only understand things from that level, but not here. And so eventually I bumped into Marisa Peer, which is the founder of the RTT system that she came up with after a huge career as a hypnotherapist herself. And I learned from her, and then that's when I started to become a therapist, because I was then able to address the subconscious mind. So that was my journey, and it was all very organic. It just happened. I never really thought about it. Even when I did the course with Marisa Peer, I didn't really fully realize that it was about hypnotherapy. I thought it was about psychology. I generally thought that it was about understanding the mind, as in psychology. And somehow, and this is what ADHD people do. I rush things. I spent all my last savings on that course that I didn't even know what it was about until like 2 days before I read the whole thing again, and like, hypnotherapy. Did I sign up for that? I can't remember. But then I did it, and the rest is history. The advice I would give my younger self, I've been asked this often, is just one thing. If I could say to myself one thing with 3 words to my younger self, is it gets better. That's it. I wouldn't change anything, because everything that I've been through, no matter how horrid, how brutal, how cruel, how horrible it was part of my life, and it made who I am today. And so I cannot regret or try to change anything. What I would do, however, is to encourage my younger self, to give him a little bit of emotional support by just telling him, you're doing well, just keep going, things will get better at the right time, always. Yeah. But yeah, I used to struggle with tons of stuff. I was a very different person. Every now and then I'm remembering about things of the past, and I'm like, gosh, it was another person altogether. And I do this because of my work. When I address people, the best way for me to, if I have a question and I don't have the answer, I just meditate and I go back to my younger self and I remember how it felt then. When you go through a lot of hurt for the vast majority of your life since the start, this is very often how I call it. It's like having a shit buffet. You experiment, you try a bit of all the bad stuff that exists, so you have an idea of how it feels. Even if you're not necessarily diagnosed with Tourette or OCD or any of those things, you have an idea of how it feels in some capacity. And that is a game changer. Toby, thank you so much, Didi. I needed to hear that. Fantastic. Thank you, Toby. Ashley Hennessy official. How do I stop missing someone? The police won't let me see my partner because he broke my eye socket. I know I shouldn't miss him, but I do. It's a tricky one. The reason why you are missing him is because of a lot of psychological implications. But I don't know if you are in a state to have a conversation with me right now. But the reason why you are attracted to that person is because you have created something in your mind that has escalated. and snowballed and get to that stage, and now it's become your reality, and you need that person even though that person is hurting you. But essentially, you've been hurt when you were younger, and you have believed that this is what you deserve. This is all that you deserve. This is the sort of love that you deserve. And you have created a codependent relationship with that person, no matter how toxic he was to you. Um, uh, but it's a big thing. I think what I would suggest you is to work on yourself, talk to someone who has some understanding of the mind, and realize that that attachment that you have is manufactured. You've done this over the years because of your own trauma, because of your own belief of yourself, and they are what we call toxic belief. You have some toxic belief. What it means is that you have some emotional triggers in your body that get you to feel certain things when you are experiencing certain situations. And they're toxic because they're creating hurt in your life. So basically, because of a toxic belief, you believe that that person is good for you, even though they're not, and you are allowing them, you're enabling him to hurt you more. And as long as you have that belief, you will keep going back there, and he will keep hurting you. And you'll probably end up, or in worst ways, because there's no limit to worse in this sort of context, sadly. So I would urge you to address your belief. Realize that you don't want to see him. You want to feel safe. And somehow your mind has told you that for you to be safe in this world, even though it sucks, the only way to feel safe is to be with that guy. And in that sense, it's a very toxic belief to you. How do you stop missing that person? It's a big topic. Let me try to think. What I'd say, and I know it's going to sound enough, but first, learn how to breathe and practice mindfulness or meditation. Learn how to be in the present moment. So basically, go on Google and Google box breathing and practice this. We have two states. We can be in a survival sympathetic state or in a creation parasympathetic state. So what it means is we can either be on a survival mode or rest, chill, relax, process, enjoy yourself kind of mode. And when you are feeling that you're missing him, you are in the survival mode. So what you want to do is to physically get yourself from a sympathetic state to a parasympathetic state through the breathing technique. You can literally change your physical state mechanically, physiologically through the breath. So what you want to do is to check it out, box breathing, or there's another one very popular called 4-7-8 plus. Different set of numbers. Basically, you breathe in for the count of 4, you hold it for the count of 7, you breathe out for the count of 8 or more. And essentially, if you can learn how to breathe out for a longer time than you breathe in, and you have to breathe in through your stomach and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your stomach and your nostril, and breathe out through your mouth until you are empty. Then you will literally reset your nervous system and go from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic state. And that's when you will have mental clarity. You will be able to think. As long as you are into a sympathetic state, you cannot think clearly. It's not possible because you're in a survival mode. So that goes with anyone who suffers from anxiety, panic attack, overthinking, anything like that. We are getting into those states, and we don't realize that as long as we're in that state, we cannot think clearly because we are in a survival mode, and so this is switched off. Intelligence is a luxury. We need to survive based on some emotional impulses that have been pre-downloaded in our subconscious mind. So the first thing that I would tell you to do, I would suggest you to do, Ashley, I would recommend you, is to really learn how to breathe, to reset how you feel physically. And then when you can think clearly, speak to yourself from a rational standpoint. He broke my eye socket. He did this to me. He did that to me. If I see him, I know that he will do it again. Is it really such a good idea for me to miss him? Is there anything I should miss about him? No. Why do I miss him? Because of my trauma, because of my childhood, because of the codependency. But he doesn't deserve me thinking about him. So when you are in that place of mental clarity, you can then choose better thoughts. Choose to entertain your mind with things that are going to fill up your mind and not allow you to think about him. So choose to do something that you enjoy, watch a movie, listen to some music, dance, cook some food, go to the gym, go for a walk, meditate, or choose thoughts that make you happy. Think about thoughts, oh, you know what, I'm going to focus on changing my life. I'm going to focus on starting a new chapter in my life. I'm going to focus on moving away from him. How can I do this? How am I going to plan this? So tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'm going to call that person. I'm going to organize that thing. Focus your mind on development, creation, change, positive stimulation. Because if you don't, your mind is going to be open. It's going to invite your old habits from your past that are emotional, thinking, you're not safe. Who do you need in order to feel safe? Him. So now it's going to make you think about him, and that's why you miss him, because he doesn't want you to forget about the one person that makes you feel safe, or the one person that gives some sort of meaning to your life. Because if you've always suffered from people, you need someone to make you feel like that, to feel somehow normal. Again, we're attracted to what is familiar, even if the familiar sucks. If we suffered from depression or anxiety for a long time and we're still alive, it's unnormal. So we really want to go back into that state of anxiety and depression because the subconscious mind feels that it's what is familiar. Homely, it feels, paradoxically. So yes, Ashley, does anything that I said help at all? Dana, thank you. I greatly appreciate it, truly. Okay. Neo, toxic parents. Sometimes, yes, it happens to some of us. Ibs Mo, can you smile? I'm nearly finished. You made me smile. Okay, so well played. Ibs Mo. Neo, took me 45 years to get life straight. It's okay, it's a journey. So it's not like your life was not straight and now it's straight. See it more like your life is a journey. And it started like that, and it is now is going there. So it's about where you're going. This is what matters. You never wasted time. You never wasted anything. It was all part of your journey, your story, your adventure. And what matters is where you are now and which direction you are going. But I'm glad that you seem to be in a better place now. Neo. Diana, oh, Ashley, big hugs. You probably trauma bonded with him. Yes. I assume he can be really kind sometimes in between the abuse. That's how my husband is. Yes. Yes. They know how to control people. Ashley, thanks, Diana. Yes, it's hard. I'm disabled and he's my carer. So I'm really struggling without him. I feel stupid for wanting to get back together too. Feelings are strange. Yes, so that's add another layer of complications, but everything is still possible regardless of our circumstances. Diana, abusers aren't bad all the time, and our brains become addicted to the roller coaster of abuse and love bombing. Absolutely. Yeah. We suffer from literal withdrawals when we are apart from them. Yes, yes, very, very true. I agree with everything. Kira Cunningham, what keeps you motivated? I don't need motivation. If you do the right thing, if you're aligned with the things that feel right to you, you don't need motivation. Motivation is when you don't like something, or if you're overwhelmed, you're tired, you're stressed out, so you need to have a break. But because we don't have the physical energy, we believe that, I need motivation because we've learned how to carry so much shame. It's got to be, there's something wrong with me. No, it's not. It's very natural. You're tired. Take a nap, take a holiday, chill out, or change your job, change your career altogether. And if we do that, and I did talk about it at the beginning of that live today, motivation is an illusion, it's a lie. We never need any motivation. We need to do the right things, and we need to optimize how we function so we are never doing too much of something and not enough of something else. Neo, clapping head, 100% heart, thumbs up. Thank you, Neo. Dan, it will take time to get through it and past those feelings of need. I realize you weren't asking me, but I have studied psychology and narcissistic abuse deeply, so I wanted to give my advice. Thank you, Dana, for your input. It is welcomed and appreciated. AA, were you in? Okay, so AA is telling me something very derogatory. So now I'm going to just first report hate speech. and then I'm going to block. I don't need to block. YouTube did it for me. So this is my new policy. The last time I went live, I had tons of trolls, like a lot, and I was trying to be kind and try to explain. And I do want to do this, but sometimes it's just too much. And because I'm a little bit under the weather, it's harder for me to be compassionate. So any trolls, I'm going to just zap you. Just know this. Where was I? Diana B, you don't have to listen to me, lol. Ashley, thanks, Diana B. That's all really helpful. I appreciate you. So I'm loving this. Remember that I come here twice every week. So you are all welcome. I'm creating a little community. And I want everyone to feel safe and to be able to do this between one another. So please remember, every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time, come here and we can have a chit chat. Together. Dana B, don't feel stupid. You are not stupid, Ashley. I have gone through the same cycles for 30 years. In fact, I started recording my husband's abusive words because I forget them if I don't. Okay. Ashley, thank you. Dana B, I live in survival mode, so my brain only holds onto what it needs to know in order to survive. So it erases a lot of his abusive episodes. I look back on them to remind me why I am living. Okay. Cosmic Emerson. Cosmina. Hello, Cosmina. When you're missing him, hit him and you're not doing what you love. I'm not sure what it means. Then you're probably living in survival mode as well. Finally reached the point of wanting to thrive, not just survive. Yes. This is a very good point. We all end up to, many of us, because we've been through all sorts, we tend to take suffering for granted. We like to believe that it's normal. It's normal to be depressed. It's normal to have no strength, no energy. It's normal to feel anxious, to doubt ourselves. It's normal to put ourselves down all the time. And in reality, none of those things are normal. It has become our normality, and we shouldn't tolerate any of those things because we all deserve better than any of those things. Cosmina, if you're missing him, you're not living your passion. Cosmina, I'm not sure what you are talking about. Let's see what happens next. I'm not sure what you mean. Diana, the fact that you're here looking for help is a good thing. Yes, absolutely. You are taking the steps to better understand yourself and your feelings. That's very brave of you, and it's the first step towards freedom. Thank you, Diana. I agree. Ashley, thank you. I have some ideas to help me move forward now. Good on you, Ashley. And do come back. Any one of you, if you need some help, I'm here twice a week, and I'm more than happy to take you by the hand over the lives. I've done this on TikTok for more than 2 years, and some people kept on coming, and some people have actually fixed some of their problems just by coming to my live and speaking to me. And so this is possible to some of us. So there's an option for you guys. I'm happy to do this. Kira Cunningham, keep a journal which can help reframe your thoughts and calm your mind. You don't have to write anything in particular. It can be about nonsense, but it helps reframe your thoughts and switch brains. So yes, journaling can be beneficial to many of us indeed. Diana, good luck. Ashley, you got this. Big hugs. Duku, hi, Wigo here. Oh, hello, Wigo. I remember you. Nice change of scenery. Have you seen the news about Comet 3 Atlas? What do you think about aliens? So the change is because I've had a gout attack. And so I'm not in my office today. And it was the same on Wednesday because I'm still healing from this. But it's a different setup, and I like it as well. So I don't know, I may do it more often, even when I don't have problem with my health. In regards to the news, I haven't seen it, I'm afraid. What do you think about aliens? I believe that they're aliens. I do believe that I believe in everything, remember? And my husband is obsessed with aliens as well. So we watch Ancient Aliens every night. We've been doing this like for years. So yes, I have no qualm with it. I don't have any specific preconceived ideas about them. I believe that everything exists. I believe in the multiverse. And so I believe that indeed there are other life forms. The way that I think it may be, I believe that aliens are good. This is the thing. I believe that ghosts are good. I believe that aliens are good. I believe that all the jujus in the mountain and in the ocean are all good. I believe that belief are just belief, and so we might as well choose belief that work for us. And so to me, this is what I do. I believe in everything, but I believe that everything is fine. It's about discovering and expanding the world. I believe that if we believe in bad stuff, that's how we actually materializing somehow those things into our reality. I hope you are well. We go. Ava Mast. Hi Didi. Could you talk about RTT protocols and your offers? I saw on your website that it seems to be sort of a package. And could you talk about your prices since I did not find them? Thanks. Okay. I don't give my prices online, I'm afraid. What I do, I offer a free discovery call and I talk about first if I can work with people, and if so, then I can tell my prices. And the reason I do this is because on the discovery call, I can also give some advice or some recommendations. And so what it means is that even if we don't work together, on the discovery call, I can bring some level of help to some people. I have experienced this many times, and that's why I don't want to discourage people to even try to come and see me for half an hour if they can't afford me. Okay, so I will not tell you about my prices. I'm quite expensive. I offer mentorship, 5 sessions. And so there's some aspect of RTT, but also some coaching, some mindset and mindfulness practice to address both the subconscious and the conscious mind. And so, yes, if you like to know precisely for you if we could work together and what we could do together, do feel free to send me an email so we can organize that discovery call together. But I don't tell my prices because I don't want people to be discouraged, but also because I don't see myself like selling potatoes or stuff like that. It's really about realizing that my services are very specific and unique, and when we understand this, it's very, very different. We may then more be able to understand the value of what I bring on the table. Yeah. If I tell my prices just like that, I know that because internet, because people are people, a lot of people are going to start to say negative things to me, and I just want to avoid the complications. There's no need for that. And so this is my system. So Eva, if you like to talk about it, by any means, get in touch. And again, as I said, I offer everyone half an hour for free. And during that half an hour, even if we don't work together, I can give some advice that could actually really help you. Just like I'm doing here with YouTube Live. It's my way of giving back something. But please, guys, don't waste my time. Because very often I get people from YouTube who are excited, they want to organize things, organize something, and then they don't show up. And after 10 minutes, I move on with my life. But I too have tons of things to do, and I try to help as many people as I can, and it's not kind for me and for all the other people with whom I could use that energy and that time for. So there you go. Cosmina, lightning bolt. Dana, you can make people moderators and they can help get rid of the trolls. Oh, it's okay. I'm not big enough that there are problems. But thank you for Dana for the thought. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of them. I think it's easier. Because sometimes I may feel that I want to give that troll a chance. Maybe I can feel that they are doing this, but maybe they want to ask something for themselves. And so if that happens, I'm still happy to help anyone, no matter what silly things they may have said at the start of a conversation. Because I understand where they're coming from. I used to be the same. And so, yeah, everyone needs a chance. And sometimes I can give them. Diana, I have to go. My son needs to talk to me. I don't have TikTok. I feel like it is too toxic, so I deleted it. Okay, I'm spending less and less time on TikTok and more on YouTube now. But fair enough. I'll see you on YouTube next time then, Diana. Thank you for your interaction, and I wish you all the best in the meantime. Fu Pai Du. Aliens are cool. Okay, yes. Diana, I look forward to your next live stream. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much, Diana. Bye-bye for now. Duku, oh shit, I'm sending healthy thoughts your way. I hope you get better as well. I think you're right. We exist, so we are an existential catalyst for whatever we believe in. Yes, absolutely. Whatever reality is a reflection of us. And so I believe that maybe we haven't seen aliens just yet because we're not ready for it. Maybe now we are ready as a whole, as a species, to experience the next level of our development of experiencing that reality. The moment we see aliens, everything is going to change, because up till this point, humanity has been functioning on religious systems. At the moment we see aliens, a big chunk of humanity are going to have their belief challenged. It's not, it was not Jesus or Allah or Buddha, it was a little blue or green people with big eyes instead, or maybe something else. And so, so yes, there's that. Ava Mast, thanks, Didi. Thank you, Ava. I'm glad you appreciate. Have a sip of coffee. Just so to remember you guys, I don't know what happened. On my last live on Wednesday, I was cut. So I think maybe it's something to do with my internet provider. I think I need to upgrade it, because I have noticed also on all my shorts lately that the volume is very low. I think the last 10 or even 12 ones. Could you confirm this for me, please, guys? If you watched some of my short videos today and yesterday, were they all low volume or not? Because I believe that now that I'm posting more stuff, now that I'm uploading more content on YouTube, maybe if I haven't upgraded my plans with Vodafone, it's not going to allow me to upload my videos with the best quality. And I may end up with those short videos that are very low volume. So just so you know, guys, if that's what you're experiencing, I am on it. And I will change this. I will call them tomorrow, and hopefully I will get myself new plans from them, and I'll be able to have my full volume back on my short videos. Gosh, I'm not used to sit down. I'm feeling so uncomfortable. I'm always standing up. People who know me with my old live streams, I'm always standing up, because I just don't like sitting down. And now that I have to sit down because of my gout, it's like a torture chair. Anyway, does anyone have anything else you'd like me to discuss? I'm happy to stay longer, despite the discomfort. Ava, yeah, the ones I saw had very low volume, hardly audible. Yes. So guys, I'm sorry about this. I know it is happening, and I'm taking action on it. Bear with me. Hopefully this will be sorted sooner than later. That's it. If you don't have any questions for me, I will go and resume my healing, chilling, recovery process. Okay, guys, if no one has any question, then I'm just going to resume my day, and I will come back. I will come back again every Wednesdays, every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time for up till 8 o'clock or before, if no one has anything to ask me. And what else? My mind is... And yes, I will sort out that low volume. Oh, there's a comment from Ava. I'm curious about something. In psychology, personality disorders are said to be incurable. No, it's not true. But I read on your website it's not. So could you talk about that? No, it's not. I don't know who said that. When it comes to psychology, the things we know about the mind are very changing all the time. What we understand about the human mind, what has been efficient, has only been in the last 25 years or so. Before that, even up to the 1990s, a lot of things that were considered normal and accepted by the scientific community as far as psychology is concerned and mental health is concerned was wrong. And so there's a lot of confusion like that when it comes to how psychology is perceived, how it's explained to the masses. And you can see how in America, for instance, now they're trying to say that vaccines causes autism, sort of things. And this is really, really much the state of it. And so don't believe this. BPD, was it about BPD? Any type of personality disorder, any disorder can be changed in some ways, in some capacities. Now, there are some things that we may not change, but there are things that we can ameliorate so that our quality of life is different. So that is possible, right? When we have trauma or some conditions, our brain doesn't work the same way as people who didn't have trauma or any inherited conditions. However, the brain is still plastic and it still adapts to whatever we're going through. So if we can organize a strategy that addresses first the most problematic emotional triggers that we have, but then also address our lifestyle and our environment, then we are very highly likely to change enough so that we can have a peaceful and balanced life. And so it's not about just changing some aspect of ourselves. We want to also address our environment and our lifestyle. I talk about it every now and then, but the element of psychology and therapy would be to address the emotional triggers, the emotional blocks, the emotional subconscious filters that are creating all of those things that are getting us to get into those states or to experience that reality or any of those things. But equally as important is our environment and lifestyle. And so first, lifestyle is about the basic things we would do to look after our body. This has a direct implication into our mental health as well. So do we sleep well? Do we eat well? Do we move? Do we socialize? Do we spend time in nature? Do we do things that make us happy? Do we meditate? Any of those things that are so very important for our mental and emotional health. I can give you an example. If we don't sleep, just that is going to exacerbate all of our conditions, because we're going to be highly reactive, we're going to be easily stressed out, and then we're going to be amplifying the things that we already had to start with. If we don't eat well, a simple example that is very, very powerful that most people don't realize is that we create most of our dopamine and serotonin in our gut. So I think it's like 50% of dopamine and 90% of serotonin is created in our gut. So what it means is that if we have junk food, if we eat sugar all the time, if we have inflammation, if we overeat, well, now we're literally depriving ourselves from dopamine and from serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical that gets us to soothe, to relax, to feel easier, to feel better. And so imagine what it does to anxiety and to depression. And that is just by addressing food. Right? So that is so, so important. And next, so all the aspects of lifestyle are important, but also environment. What we want to realize is that if we have any conditions, we are as much to blame as society is. So we want to not only address ourselves, but we also want to address society. And so we are not all politicians, but what we can do is to create an environment that works for us, that support our conditions, that understand us, that help us heal. So basically, surround ourselves at home and at work with people who understand that we have that condition and can help us through their patience, through their compassion, through their understanding, instead of being in a system, in a company, in a society that is asking us to behave in ways that our brain cannot behave like. If I have ADHD, there are some things that I cannot do like other people who have not ADHD do. If I have BPD, I will be emotionally dysregulated. And so it's also very important for me to make sure that I'm not surrounded by people who make me feel worse about myself. We need to understand where I am at, and together we can create an environment that is going to be better for everyone. And so if we can address all of those aspects of ourselves, now we have something to work on, and we can absolutely, and I did it to myself, I have borderline personality disorder, and I don't suffer from it anymore. Very occasionally, at a very small level, every now and then, I get some little recurrence of some thoughts, some emotions, and some states. But now I have systems. Now I can recognize them. I can come back to a place of anchoring and let go, and I can change the meaning of what is happening. And by doing this, I'm changing the dialogue that I have in my head that is making the situation worse. So with personality disorder, there's a lot of thoughts that come into play. This is what personality disorders are about. We get to analyze that situation based on who we believe we are, what the world is, and what sort of interaction we should have with those sort of people and situations at the moment. And so because of the thoughts, now we're making things worse. But as I change the meaning of the thought, as I'm able to do all those things over time, I'm literally wiring my brain to be different whenever it's facing the same situations. However, because we go through zillions of different situations, we have to do it with all of them. And so healing starts with the main one, the most problematic ones, often to do with, first, our personal relationships and relationships at work. But then that can apply with any situations. Yeah. I hope it makes sense. But yes, anyone who says that something is incurable, they're just ignorant. They don't know about so much work, so much things that has advanced in the last few years, and how we can absolutely help people change enough so that we can live happily. There will always be some remnants, because not because we can't get rid of it. On paper, we can change everything, but just because everything is a matter of habit and reinforcement. And so if we are reinforced some habits of thought, habits of reactions, and habits of emotions and behaviors over time, let's say if I heal at the age of 40, I have 40 years of habits to undo. So that applies to any situation and configuration in my life. So that's a lot of different things to address one by one. And so in that sense, we may not be able to change everything, but we don't have to change everything. We just want to change the triggers that are the most problematic for us in our life right around now. And as we carry on all throughout our life, we can start to address other aspects which are not that urgent. Right? And this is what healing is. We never go from a place of it's all bad to a place of it's all perfect. It's about going in the direction of learning how to adapt, how to adjust, how to recalibrate, how to change based on every situation all throughout our life. Anyway. So yes, does it make sense? Does it help? Does that answer your question? Eva Master. Duku. Okay, Didi, take care of yourself, bird. Thank you. Duku. Aisha No Sophia. Hello. But needn't been. Hi, you live today? Yes. I go live every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time up till 8. I was about to leave, but now there's a resurgence of interest. I'm going to stay as long as people need me to stay. And the moment I have a big silence, I will feel very awkward and I will say goodbye. Eva Must, thanks for that explanation. I found that changing the underlying unconscious patterns behind the triggers seems quite hard. Yes, obviously. Yes, I shouldn't say obviously, but yes, you're right. That's why it's called subconscious, because it's out of reach of our conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what we're aware of. The subconscious and unconscious, it's everything else that we have no access to, and because of that, it is hard indeed. But it's only hard if you don't understand how it works. If you understand how it works, then there are protocols and systems that we can use to explore our subconscious mind and to reset and upgrade our program one situation at a time, one thought at a time, one habit of thought at a time. It's a process that takes time. But it's possible. If you say that it's hard, it's maybe because also you would like to change a lot of your aspects of yourself right around now. And again, it's a process that takes time, and the quality and the rate of success will differ from an individual to another. Yeah. If you stop expecting something to happen with a specific deadline, then things becomes already easier. But need been mother destroying me, from me, the woman in Sweden. Okay, I'm not sure. Do you want to make yourself clearer, please? Mary Young, hello from Wisconsin, USA. Hello, Mary from Wisconsin. Mary Young, so glad I caught you live. Thank you. If there's anything you would like to ask me, I'm going to stay maximum another 15 minutes. Oops. Lee Dodis, thank you for everything. You're welcome. My pleasure. But need been, yes, is take time to feel good and Indian. Okay, I'm not sure what to say about this. Your English is very broken. Eva Must, thanks for that. Yes, letting go of expectations is a little lesson and work. It's a huge, huge thing that we don't do. we need to realize, and it's one of my many recurrent topic. One of the many reasons we suffer is because we have expectations. If we can realize this, we stop expecting things. We can dissociate expecting and focusing on what feels right in the moment. We don't need expectations. We have some because we are programmed, but as long as we have expectations, we're putting ourselves at risk of being disappointed. So we're setting ourselves up for potential hurt, suffering, disappointment, heartbreaks. If you don't have expectations, if you are taking people as they are and recalibrating each moment based on what happens, then I think it's a much better way to do things. This is how Buddhists would basically teach people to go through their lives without attachment. Expectation is an attachment. Expectations comes from the fear of the unknown. I need to be prepared. I need to know what's coming to me. I need to have some predictability in my life. And so I'm expecting things, and if they don't behave like that, then they're bad. It's their fault, they're bad. Or it's my fault, I'm bad, or both. The habit of expectations is born from a need to understand the world. So it's born from fear. We don't need to expect anything. We can focus on what we want to create. And when it comes to outcomes, whatever happens, happens at the right time, in its own way. We don't need to have expectations when we're focusing on the things that we are trying to create. And in relationship, it's the same. Without expectations, we can realize that some people are behaving in ways that are nice, we enjoy it, or not nice. So now we're not going to see that person anymore. Yeah. PK, hi from Dublin. Hello, PK from Dublin. Maria Young, how do we approach taking things as they are in life? Example, terrible chronic bad health. All right, okay. So if you are going through chronic bad health, it means a lot of physical discomfort, right? And also mental and emotional frustration if you are not able to do certain things, or if they're happening when you don't want them to happen because you are in the middle of something. And so acceptance, practice acceptance. Accept that we're going to go through life, and life brings all sorts of different things, but they all happen in moments. And so some moments bring some happy, light, comforting things, exciting things, and some other moments brings some pain. But each moment is always followed by another moment. And that is ongoing all over life. And so what it means is that nothing lasts forever. If you go through pain, if you go through discomfort, even if it's chronic, even if you have been diagnosed with something that is incurable, it's not going to last forever. It's a moment. And so you want to realize that if you focus on thinking about that pain, thinking, I hate this, why is it always happening to me? I wished I didn't have it, it's so unfair. Now you're holding that moment and you're making it last longer than necessary. And you're turning pain into suffering. That's the difference. Pain is inevitable in the sense that we're all going to go through ups and downs all throughout our life. Suffering is optional. Suffering is when we think about the pain, when we resist it, when we're trying to analyze it, when we're trying to avoid it, or when we're trying to control it in any ways. Feel the pain, remind yourself it's only a signal, it's not going to last, and eventually it's gone, and you're back into a next moment that brings you something else. Right? And even if you suffer and the pain is lingering and very frequent, even your pain fluctuates. Your pain is never always on 1 to 10, 10 being very bad and 1 very little, is not always 10. It fluctuates. And so within that fluctuation, there's a place for gratitude. I'm feeling a bit better in this moment. I'm able to do this. It sucks, but it could suck more. So see life like a coin, and you have two sides of the coin. And for every situation, no matter what you're going through, you can choose to either look at that situation from a perspective that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, or you can look at it from the perspective that can make you feel a little bit worse about yourself. There's not a single situation in the world that you can't do this for. Even if it's horrible, even if it's terrible, there's always, except if you are going into a state of heightened panic and trauma and pain. Those are extreme exceptions. But for everything else, you will always be able to find a way to change the narrative of that situation and think, it's not optimal, it's not perfect, but there's still good things in my life. Let's practice gratitude. Let's find out what are the good things that I can focus my mind on and appreciate in this moment. Because when we practice gratitude, science has demonstrated, neuroscience, that the practice of gratitude helps us alleviate physical pain. So it's not about, I'm grateful that I have pain. This doesn't work like that. It's about, like me, it sucks. I have gout. I can't work at the moment. For the last 3 days, I've been bedridden, watching television. But I'm lucky because I don't need to do anything but heal. I can heal. I've got that situation where I don't need to force myself to do something that I don't want to do. I have a beautiful, amazing, loving husband that looks after me. He goes and gets me some food. He cooks for me. He organizes everything. I'm so lucky. So I'm blessed. I'm feeling happy. Even though it sucks, even though it's putting on hold certain things I want to do, I'm so happy that I have all those things. And so whatever that you are going through, find a way to practice gratitude with whatever you have, and that will literally make you feel better. See, not just like that. It's not like a magic. Don't go at me, oh, Didi, it doesn't work, I still have pain. But it's just that your general sense of self, sense of well-being will absolutely have a direct impact on how you feel and the direction of your healing as well. And so, yes, I hope it helps. Even if you're going through a lot of bad things, you want to think about, as best as you can, train your mind. It's a skill. So I know that if we suffer from depression, it's not easy, but we can always get started and find out, okay, you know what? This is not ideal, but it could be so much worse. And in the meantime, I have all those other things that I'm happy about. My foot, my right foot has pain, but my hands don't. My arms, I'm okay everywhere else. So I'm focusing on the fact that I could have pain everywhere. Like literally, if the gout, as it escalates with age, it can affect more than one joint at a time. This time it has affected 2 of my joints at the same time. And it really sucks thinking about it like that, because I'm like, it's getting worse. But also I'm thinking, it could be worse. And in the meantime, I'm going to call the doctor, get some medicine. I'm going to do some more research about learning how to deal with all of those things, gathering new information about my body and my mind to heal that thing that is so annoying at times. And so, yeah, does that help? Mary, do you want to share more about your condition? We can talk about this. And thank you for the little heart. But need been, maybe you're right. Forrest Berger. I think healthy expectations are great to have, but when it gets to the point where you're dwelling on every outcomes. So again, it's like everything. If you have expectations and you don't suffer from them, it depends on where you are. There's no ultimate right or wrong. But the journey of mindfulness and self-awareness is to realize that expectations come from a place of ego and fear. If we can understand this, we don't need it. No matter how it may seem harmless, but we don't need it. It's like, I used to be a drug addict and alcoholic for 38 years. And I stopped everything. But even though I stopped for a few more years, I was still having a drink occasionally for birthdays, New Year's Eve, things like that, Glastonbury. But then I realized, why do I do this for? Because it's just a habit. I believe that it's a normal thing to do. I don't need it in any way. And so I don't drink anymore now, not a single drop of alcohol, because to me, there's nothing more precious than having mental clarity, having my brain moving and expanding and learning and finding out about all this stuff. I love this. And so now I don't do it at all. And it's the same thing with expectations. We like to believe it's normal, everyone does it. Yeah, there's something like healthy expectations. It's like when people say there's healthy competition. And to me, there's none. Now, if it doesn't hurt you, fair enough. If you don't suffer from that, it's no problem. So enjoy it. But the very idea, the very point of it, to me, as we grow into self-awareness, realize how pointless it is and how easier it is not to have expectations, not to compare, not to, all of those things are not needed. But if you don't suffer from that, I am not attacking your character or your habits. So this is what a lot of people do. How dare you say that it's wrong? Because we think that if you criticize what I believe, then you're attacking me. Not at all. I'm just talking about the concept as a whole, right? So yeah. So if it works for you, I'm happy for you, for Berger. But I don't believe that there's any need for that to any others. Ava, do you think therapy modalities other than hypnosis can help with changing unconscious patterns? Yes. There's a lot of things that can be used. So people use, I mean, all the systems that we use are to do with the subconscious mind. And so meditation is one of them, EMDR is one of them, any kind of somatic systems address your body, your subconscious mind as well. And so, yeah, hypnosis is just one of those, but it's just a word that encompasses looking into ourselves, looking inward into our subconscious mind. And so essentially what I'm trying to say, and this is what I often say, there's not one single protocol that works for everyone. Not one in the world. However, there's at least one system that will work for you at this point in time in your journey. It's for you to find out which one it is. Forrest Berger, if we don't have any expectation, we have no aiming point. No. So this is the confusion. I know what I prefer in life, but I don't expect it to happen. I know what I prefer, I know what drives me, what excites me, and I'm going to create a reality, do things that go in that direction. But how it's going to come out, what outcomes, I don't care. Because I know that whatever happens is the best thing that can happen out of my actions. I'm focusing on the doing, not the outcomes. I have no expectations anymore. I used to, like everyone, but we don't have to, if we understand what I just explained. And it takes some time to get this right. But let's take, for example, what I'm doing with my career. Let's say on YouTube, I create content. I love the creation, and I know that I want to have more people who follow my stuff so that I can reach more people. Right? That's the aim. However, I don't have any expectations. As in, I don't care when it's going to happen. I don't care how many I get. I don't care how many click likes, how many don't like, how many like with comment, positive or negative comment. I don't care about it. I take into consideration everything, and I learn how to adjust and recalibrate accordingly. But I don't have a deadline. I believe that the universe will provide and give me exactly the best thing that I should get at the right time, in the right way. And so in that way, I'm not expecting. And no, I have replaced expectation with trust, with faith, with total unrequited faith in the universe and my life. I know that I'm manifesting the life that I should be creating, and I'm focusing on the doing, on the becoming. And I couldn't care about what happens as far as outcomes are concerned, because I trust the universe to give me the right thing at the right time. And so with people, it's the same thing. I don't need to expect anything from them. If I witness that they are behaving in ways that are not good, I'm just going to listen to my body, and I'm going to say, okay, what should I be doing? I'm going to ask my intuition, and my intuition will tell me, it's okay. They didn't mean that. You can love them. You have enough love in you to accept them. It's okay. Or we can say, you know what? Move away from that person. There are other people in the world that are more aligned with you. We don't need expectations to navigate through life. I hope it makes sense. I know it can be very confusing, but expectations has got nothing to do with our drive to create the life that we want. Does it make sense, Forrest? I think you're talking about aiming point. Expectations is a specific target, whereas creating something that we love is going in that direction. That's it. And this is what life is as well. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So the only one thing that matters is the direction. In that sense, we don't need expectations. We're going in the right direction, and whatever life brings along, hallelujah, thank you. I embrace it. Everything is a lesson, or everything is a blessing in enjoyable ways. Mary Young, yes, incurable. I try to remain positive thinking, everything happens for a reason. Okay. So think about how, even though it's incurable, you are still better off than a lot of other people who have other conditions that are also incurable, right? No matter how bad you have it, there's always a better way to look at it. Now, if you feel bad, it's because you're comparing yourself with the version of you who hasn't got it. You're comparing yourself with the normal. Comparison is the thief of joy. And so if you are thinking, I wish I could do those things and I can't because of that illness, then now you're going to suffer. But if you accept yourself, this is me, this is my lot, I have that thing, it's okay. I'm going to make the most of what I can do with that. And I will also do my best to find out if I cannot ameliorate that condition. Maybe I can learn. Every day science evolves and new things come up. And so keep hope, keep positivity, keep optimism, focus on the good stuff, and realize that we all are dealing with something different, whether it is visible or not. Mary Young, so enjoy each moment as it could be worse. Yes, we agree. Thank you, Mary. Rickert Beemans, oh hell no, what the hell? Okay, so Rickert, so as I said now, as soon as we have a troll, we just get rid of them. So I'm going to report. Gone. And the beautiful thing is that when you report them, they also disappear from the feed. So where was I? Mary Young, I love your point of view and the way you are relatable. Thank you. Thank you. I always watch your shorts and want to continue watching your live streams. Thank you. Thank you. And also, for those who were not there at the start of my live today, I'm aware that there's a technical problem happening with the volume of my shorts. I am on it. Please bear with me. The next few ones will still be a bit low, but hopefully within days, things will get better. Candy, hello. Mary Young, I have an incurable brain disease. Okay, okay. Candy, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. So true. Mary Young, so wise. Thank you, guys. Candy, I've been wanting to seek therapy myself for the abuse I went through. Okay, okay. Go for it. Go on your journey. Find out what is around and who you believe would be best suited for you, and expand your understanding of yourself and how you can make your life better. I wish you all the best with that journey, Candy. Mary, you are very relatable and wise. I know you will receive everything good in life as it's deserved. Thank you so much, Mary. Candy, I agree. Miss Mary Young. Candy, I really enjoyed listening to his perspective. Thank you, Candy. I have a lot from the abuse I've been through, but up to this point, I've just managed. But I really want to heal. Okay, so we can all heal. It's a journey. I myself have been through an awful lot in my past, and I'm a very different person than what I have been all throughout my life at different phases, different stages. PK, where are you from? I was born in France, so on paper, on passport, I'm French. My education is French, but my genetics is Chinese, if you're wondering. My parents are from Hong Kong, from China, and I've been living in the UK, in London, for 28 years now. So I've been on this planet for a longer time. I've been in London for a longer time than I've been anywhere else in the world. So, Candy, thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, I just realized it's 3 minutes past 8. It's time for me to go. I always do my live from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. And so just let me check one thing. Shoot. I forgot to post my TikTok post. So I'm going to do this now. Oh, gosh. Again. Drugs. Medications. Okay. The last post that I put is very interesting. It goes like this. Sending thoughts and prayers is a very common social decorum that has never changed a thing in the world. Something to think about, maybe. Okay, guys, I'm going to go gently now. Thank you for coming. If you enjoyed this, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. If you're watching my short videos, know that I am on the technical issue with the low volume, and I will get it fixed ASAP. I believe that it's something to do with my internet connection, my telephone provider. So hopefully I will fix this over the next few days. So in the meantime, bear with me. If you want to come back to more live streams, I come live every Wednesdays, every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time up till 8. But also, UK time is changing. And so this is very important. Today, we're still in British summertime, but Sunday, we're going to shift to GMT, Greenwich Meridian Times. And so if you are not from the UK, my next live from next week, Wednesday and Friday, will be GMT, 6 p.m. And so if you find it interesting, if you know anyone who can benefit from this, bring them along so that they can ask me questions directly. And also check out my last long form video, please. I put one new long form video every Wednesday. And the last one that I put is about happiness. So if you have interest in that, check it out and let me know what you think about it. Other than that, I'm going to read the last comment and I'm going to go gently. I'm getting tired, I think. The painkiller is starting to affect my speech. Eva Mast, thanks Didi, thank you. Mary Young, I will put on my calendar for your next live stream. Thank you so much. Candy, yes, it truly is, and it's so easy to turn to substances to cope, but none of those things will ever heal anything. Trust me, I know firsthand. We can talk about this. I'm a therapist, so it's my job to heal those things. So we can literally talk about this. I believe that we can heal most things. I really, really do. But I will have to ask you to be patient and come back next time, please. Candy, just subscribe. Fantastic. Thank you. Mary Young, thank you. Candy, absolutely. Candy, God bless everyone here. Happy Friday. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Same to you. Mary, thanks. Mary, we appreciate you. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching up to now. Have a great day, a great night, wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you next time on my next live or on one of my comments on one of my videos. Okay, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye.